Do you know what a SIPS is? I bet you don't. It is the future of construction and how we're going to build. SIPS stands for Structurally Insulated Panels. This is Mary Jo with MJTV, not HGTV. We tell it like it really is. They talk about design and how they do it over the weekend. This is the how-to on the future of building and how to build net zero or net zero ready buildings. And I'm so excited. We are here today at Extreme Panels with Perry Penske, who is their sales manager, educator, top-notch spreader of the good word. Perry, thank you so much for having us here. I'm just so excited to tell people about SIPS. So I hear you're known as Mr. SIPS.
Yes, I guess I've kind of got that title just from years of being here and loving what we do here at Extreme Panels. It has become a lifestyle to be around here, just because it's changed everybody who works here, all of our knowledge and our base. We're spreading it to everyone.
And it's beginning to explode right now.
It's becoming more and more pronounced all the time.
Well, let me ask you, now SIPS in itself is not necessarily a new thing,
No.
right?
No.
But the technology that you're employing now is like, wow.
Yes. So what you've seen at Extreme and throughout the SIPS world is, they started in the 60s or 70s creating basically hog buildings is where the real SIPS started.
So we have toasty hogs.
Toasty hogs, right. Good climate controlled buildings, right? And that's what they were doing, was trying to control the climate within the structure itself. And what it's morphed into is there are still companies that do a lot of hog buildings and agricultural buildings, but it's morphed into residential and commercial.
Which is the technology is above and beyond.
It's above and beyond. And now here at Extreme Panels, with the almost 30 years of us being in business, it's gone from very manual and a lot of labor intensive work to a lot more automation, where we have machines that they do a lot of the work for us.
You showed me some in back.
Yes.
So how long have you been working with Extreme Panels?
So I've been here since 2000, and Extreme is roughly, the early 90s is when we started, and it started with Terry and Linda Deacon. They're the original founders of Extreme Panels.
And how has it changed?
It's completely changed in the 20 some years I've been here. We went from literally 15 employees, we're up to now 40, close to 40 employees. And but the machines that have been developed here that Extreme has really made ourselves, Terry Deacon, the founder,
You've developed your own technology.
We've developed our own technology for laminating the panels, and then we've brought in the best machinery for cutting the panels, and that's a German saw from Hans Hundiger. That
it's huge.
It gives us precision, is what it does.
Can you explain to people exactly what a structurally insulated panel is and what are the advantages?
So a structurally insulated panel is, as you can see behind us, we're sitting with a mock-up here. But we make panels literally out of foam, and we glue wood to it inside and out. And so it's a panel that's the same on the inside as it is on the outside. And it creates really an equal barrier for, are we worried about interior conditions, exterior conditions? What are we concerned about? And we've all seen a Yeti cooler. You want to build the best and the biggest and the most efficient cooler so it keeps your ice and your beverages cold, right? Well, in our world, creating the best box that we can so that we are living in a box that's not allowing contaminants from the outside, or not allowing the inside contaminants, from furnitures and all that. Because allowing contaminants.
So SIPS panels.
Yep.
They work both in heat and in cold.
Yes.
So they keep out the extreme heat.
Yes.
And they keep out the extreme cold.
Correct. that's our goal, is to have a climate controlled, as easily controlled building as possible. And the whole benefit of the structural insulated panels and extreme panels is simply to create the most precise box that we can build, no matter whatever it is. So when we get a design from an architect or a designer, can this be built out of SIPs? And the answer is yes, it can.
Oh, that's it. See, that's what's so exciting. A lot of builders are hesitant because they don't know how to use. But any builder can use SIPs, right?
Anyone can use it, and we've made it almost easy for them, because now we have a whole group of videos where we actually built a Habitat for Humanity house in Marshall, Minnesota a couple years ago.
Wow.
And we have all the details videotaped.
No matter
on YouTube and on our website. And they can go and watch all the little details, because the details are the same on that Habitat house as they are on a huge commercial building.
Well, there's always a learning curve
Yes.
in new technology. And I understand that you teach as well. There is a certification process for building.
Well, and the certification process is simply start building with it. and we will come to the site and train you if you need help. You did a video with Chris Stinson,
Yes, I did.
with Chris Nielsen with
Yes.
Stinson Builders, and Chris was the perfect example of a builder that came to us, Jason and Chris. They came to us not knowing anything about panels. They did their research. They took a long time to do their research, and they finally did it. They had a customer that wanted to do it. They were excited to do it, and now they try to do it as much as they can.
So the process is, so a builder has a plan. They send you the plan. And then what happens?
We will give you an estimate of that material package. So, and we're not builders. We're basically a manufacturing facility here, but we help you in a lot more of the process, because it's not just
most
about
don't know how to use it.
Yeah, and then what are the benefits? Well, the biggest benefit is the energy consumption down the road. So you have a short term. We're going to quickly put up this building, right? So when the panels arrive on the job site, it's typically 2 to 3 to, depending on the size of the building, it could be up to 10, 12 days, and that building's up. Okay.
So going back to the process.
Yes.
They send you the plans.
Yes.
Then you have a drafting team that redrafts.
We basically, what we will do is we will take that plan, we will draft it into panel drawings. And those panel drawings are specific to the building that we've been given. And we will make them so the window and door rough openings are exactly to what they went and purchased. And all
So you do the cutouts
we do
here.
all the cutouts here. And then it simply arrives to the job site in those panels that we have since drawn with the panel drawing.
So then you send them like a blueprint, but it's all numbered, so it's really a blueprint puzzle.
It's a great big puzzle. You're looking at a 25 to a 300 piece puzzle. And you literally have these pieces that need to go in its exact spot. And all of those pieces are
So
labeled
on the
accordingly.
design.
Correct.
Now, so we're here in Minnesota and we're dealing with sub-zero temperatures, and construction usually slows down
Big time.
right about now.
Right.
But it's when we don't know if we're gonna have snow or cold or what's going on. So the advantage of using the SIPs,
Well, the biggest thing is you can easily put these up in the winter. The sealant that we use during construction works well at 15 below zero. You don't even have to heat it up. So it's called a SIP seal product. And that is one of the biggest benefits, is that it can be used during the winter construction. And it's actually sometimes easier to have snow than it is rain. So,
Sure.
because you can work with snow, you can shovel it off, you can do what you need to do. But yeah, the extreme panels do go up well in the winter, so it's
they're all
year
made
round.
indoors in the factory.
Everything is
In
made-
the back
yep,
here. So
exactly.
there's no weather concerns about the material.
Correct. So it's like a modular where you're seeing everything done on the inside, but the products get shipped to the site, so it's a site-built house, but it's using a plant-made product here.
And for foundations, you can do an excavated, you can do slab, you can do piers.
Correct. So we actually make a foundation panel here on our display here. If you're ever wanting to come for a tour, come and see the whole display here, and we can explain it to you. But we make a foundation panel that's below grade that we can bury for a basement or
Okay.
a crawl space.
Now, how deep is that?
8 foot, 9 foot, or 10 foot tall,
Okay.
and then we can do a crawl space that's normally a 4 foot or 5 foot crawl space to
Okay.
get below frost line. It just
Okay.
depends on where you're building. And then slab on grade. Everybody's building a slab on grade because everybody wants one level nowadays. They don't
That's
want
right.
to go up or down stairs.
That's right.
They want it's common. So, but we can do any type of building that way, and we have all these different types of
Oh,
foundations.
let's talk about that, because people have the impression that they're just gonna get a box. But it depends on the designer. They can do everything. They can make it look like an old farmhouse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can make these look like anything. We have so many different plans that come in.
You have a couple of photos right here.
Oh, yeah.
Different ones.
Yes.
Okay, and this one right here seems to be clad with stone.
Yep. Clad with stone
Metal
and
roof?
a metal roof, and the one right below it was built up on a mountain out in Colorado. We actually had to helicopter the panels up to the job site because you could not drive up there. We have a daycare center. We have one of our sales guys, Josh's house over here. We have another raw, just the panels getting put up, and it's just before the roof's going to get put on.
So this is actually this house, isn't it? Looks like it.
It could easily be.
Yeah.
Yep.
To
Yes,
me it looks
is.
like it.
Yeah, it does. It does. And we're doing hundreds. We do hundreds of projects a year. So we're all over the U.S. shipping these panels.
Well, you
And-
mentioned you ship a lot to Colorado, to
Yes.
Montana. You're even sending to Japan.
Yes, we do a lot of hog buildings in Japan. We will send about 20 buildings a year over to Japan. And the Japanese are really fussy. It's all about quality and to them. And
Oh, of
for
course.
us, we have a 100% made in the USA product built here in Cottonwood, Minnesota, which is just fabulous.
Do you know what's interesting to me? 60% of the net zero buildings in the US and Canada are commercial. So the economy of scale, do you see that changing to more residential going net zero ready?
Oh, I think the net zero ready and the carbon neutral buildings are where we're going to be. And I believe net zero, it's great to get to net zero nowadays, and it's easily achievable with some solar panels and the renewables that we have. It's nothing but a benefit, because when you control the box and make this box easier to manage as far as the heating and the cooling, that's where it all becomes a lot easier. So you're going to save 60-70% in your energy consumption just by building with this. And that's one of the biggest benefits of extreme panels.
Now, you mentioned in the factory, you have 65,000 square feet. And obviously it's made with panels.
100%. From
And
4
when
feet in the
it's-
ground to all the way to the roof.
So when it's 10 degrees below zero, what's your heating bill?
So our last December, we actually calculated this. Our 65,000 square foot facility cost us like around a little over $300 for that month. We have a building across the street that's a conventional pole shed that has fiberglass in it, and we keep that building to 45 degrees in December. This building we keep to 70 and 72 degrees. But that building, that we keep to 45 degrees across the street, costs us $900 in that month of December, just to keep it to 45 degrees. So the economy of scale is our 65,000 square feet costs less than some people's houses in our town to heat in December.
Right.
And
And
that's-
that's 65,000 square feet.
And that's a ridiculous
With an
thing.
enormous vaulted ceiling.
Right, we have huge amount of space in here. And, but by controlling that box, controlling the parameters and having the heating and cooling sized properly, that's really the key to having a successful, comfortable building and healthy to live in. And then we bring in fresh air, we do what we need to do, because people always worry, are these too tight? And the answer is, these are too tight. We have to mechanically
Right.
bring in fresh air. So,
The
which is
returns,
cold,
the
and
fresh air,
you're
yes.
bringing in fresh air from outside, exchanging it with stale, moist air.
Can you just
Amazing.
talk just a second about harsh climate? How do SIPs stand up in harsh climate, shear winds, hurricanes?
These things are unbelievable in wind. And so we can design them to up to almost 200 miles an hour. So, I mean, we can add what's called hold downs into buildings. All that can be done. But the best part about an extreme panel is the shear, and that's the racking from side to side. Because it's all OSB and a great big sheet and it's glued together, it can't move in the wind. So the engineers just love it, because why don't we do that out of a SIP wall? Or they're asking, why would you do this any other way? And
even Warren Buffett's on board on that.
Yeah,
he
right.
says, why are we still building like the 1800s?
Yeah,
Let's do modular.
right. And now a code will say, okay, you have to have a braced wall. And you have to have so much sheeting in a corner so that the wind won't push it over. Well, panels are all sheeting all the way through. The outside skin, inside skin, even the foam is a shear wall. So it really helps itself in the engineering and lends itself to a very strong design. So yes, we can get put on an ocean where we have hurricane winds. We do buildings in the tornado alley all the time because we can prove their worth and their
They're the
value,
last building
that they're
standing.
going to last, and the last building standing is an actual structural insulated panel house. Where,
So why would builders build any other way?
they simply don't know. They simply don't want to change, because I've done it this way my whole life. Why would I do something that I don't understand? And when the customer talks to me about this, I'm just gonna say, well, I can build it the same and better anyway. But the answer is they don't know. They don't know what they're missing out on because they haven't researched it. And maybe they had a bad experience in the past.
With
Panels,
the old
with,
modular.
oh yeah, and everything comes to its time. And Extreme Panels has come into its time. And we have a new owner here at Extreme Panels.
Yes, you're very excited?
We're very excited. P. Allen Smith bought Extreme Panels as of January 1st. And he's bringing an amazing talent to our leadership. He's from Arkansas.
Okay.
And us being from Minnesota, we get a lot of y'alls, from him.
Okay.
And then he gets the Minnesota.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. and he's heard more about beef commercials and goulash that he's never heard about before. But he bought Extreme Panel for several reasons. He has been in gardening his whole life, and if you've ever YouTube P. Allen Smith, you'll find he's been on TV for 30 plus years with PBS and YouTube.
So that means if he's a gardener,
he's
pretty ecologically friendly.
It's all about sustainability in every single way with him, and Extreme Panels was a natural fit because he also does land planning and development. He does landscape design also, and so every part of the build aspect he is in.
He's involved.
And it was almost a natural fit for him when he got, it was great. And we've already had a really good first year with Alan. I know he's very happy about what's happened here, and it's only gonna grow and grow more.
Okay, that leads us to the next. So what do you see happening in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I see Extreme Panel having a new office. We're renovating this office here, plus a new office with training facilities. We'll have a 30-person conference room so we can hold trainings right here.
For builders, architects?
For builders, architects, everybody. And then we're also adding on to our facility. We're almost going to double our size of this facility within the next 3 to 5 years.
Wow, that's confidence in
So we have a lot going on. It's very exciting. And they're all going to be out of Extreme Panels. Every part of these buildings is Extreme Panels.
So we've been talking about Extreme Panels, but they're not the only ones that build SIPS panels.
No.
What makes you different?
What makes us different is, first of all, the people here. It may sound a little odd, but the people here are amazing. We have a small community. Cottonwood is 1,200 people. We have 40 people that are very dedicated to their
Did you tell me
jobs.
you have a secret sauce?
We have a secret sauce. Terry Deacon, the former owner, and he's still an employee of Extreme Panel. At 75, he's an amazing guy. Terry and Linda, they're just the best people, and they have started and what's going to end up being the best company in the world for SIPs.
Your technology is different than other companies.
It's different than anyone else's, and it's because he made this laminating press, and he literally dreamt about it for years. And he designed it and engineered it and figured it all out.
Nobody else has it.
And built it himself. And with the help of a few guys locally here, and then the help of the press, manually make it forward with running the computer, and it's really cool, and it's just so much fun to be part of, and see that Extreme Panels is going to go a long ways, and the SIP
Through the
industry.
roof, as the
We're going to
saying
go through
goes.
the roof. Yes.
Eric, thank you so much for letting us
Yeah.
come out and talk to you. This has been fabulous.
This has been great.
I learned so much, and I'm so excited about this technology. Spread the word, and if you want to know more, it's Extreme Panels and ask for Mr. Sims. So thank you so much for watching. This is Mary Jo, HB Realty, MJTV, and just sign up below. Love to keep you in touch and let you know where you can find out more information. So tune in again next week. Bye.